one person does it or they reach the top, it's kind of a win for all of us in a way. So it's like, why not help each other?
It means the world, because now you're not doing it alone, and you can actually ask for help.
The only way to make it is to kind of, band together.
How tough is it being a filmmaker, being a producer?
It's challenging. It can be challenging. It's almost like an entrepreneur. You have to put yourself out there, start your business, and with film, it's like building a business for several months and then taking it down again, and saying that you believe in your project and put yourself out there and selling it, to pitching it over and over again to your actors. Yeah, it's like a one woman or man show.
To be a filmmaker, it's super fun, but yes, it does come with a lot of challenges, because the whole idea of being a director is there's so many facets to it. There's like you're dealing with people, you're kind of trying to shape how they're going to give you performances, and then you're also dealing with the crew, and then on top of that, it's like you're on the back end, you're funding it yourself. So there's all these moving parts. I mean, but I love it, but it is a tough thing. Yeah.
It's the passion that calls you, right?
Yeah.
So despite the difficulties, what keeps you going?
The love for it. I used to be a geneticist before this, and I went down the path of performing on stage, and then I just kept calling to me, and life is too short to do what society tells you to do, to do what your parents tell you to do. So you should follow your passion, or that little inkling inside your stomach, and saying, this is what I love to do, and it's fun, and it can be fun.
But for me, it's like one of those things where I feel like once I started doing this, I feel like this is the best thing that I can offer the world. So it helps the drive, because it's like, I don't know, there's just like this feeling that I wake up with, that like, I think this is my calling, and then that's really just, that helps just fuel the drive, really.
Right. So tell us about your project, the current one you're working on right now.
Oh, so it's a dark comedy horror. It's about a woman that chops people's faces off. It's what? Probably one of the first female Asian-led slasher films. It starts conversations about how toxic social media and the perfection or the not enoughness that we have in our society today, told over a very fun, like, horror slasher film. So
that's interesting. And Charles, you're working on a project as well.
Yeah, and the film that I'm trying to make is called Velvet Sky, and it is a drama. It is kind of set in the world of filmmaking, and it's a mentor-mentee relationship that kind of goes toxic, because mentors are great. That's kind of what we aspire to find when we get into the industry. It kind of does deal with like crab mentality, and it is a dark subject, but I feel like I do have, like, in my story, a silver lining of how we actually can support each other.
Listening to you both, like, it's so inspiring and intriguing, the plots and the story itself. Do you think that the pandemic has somehow opened a wider array of different topics when it comes to, like, filmmaking? In songs, for instance, now it's not just about love, it's about like friendship, it's about this, like, the pandemic has brought that. The pandemic has opened up our eyes, I think, our eyes and our minds to other things, right?
yeah, I believe that it has. It quieted us, the whole world, for a moment, and makes you stop and think about what's really important. And a lot of people started baking or creating. We were doing this, trying to figure out how we're going to make this into a feature during the pandemic. It brought to light, it just made the world still for just a little bit, and say, hey, what is really important?
Right.
And people started to create things, and starting to go out to nature, and just starting to explore other possibilities outside of working, or just doing the drive, or just what your daily patterns are. So it's starting to explore those things. So in that is a blessing, I think, that it was given to the world.
Another blessing the last few years is the openness of Hollywood, of this industry, to people of color.
Yes.
have you felt that, and in what ways have you felt that?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's like all these steps that kind of led to it, and I feel like even like the Black Lives Matter movement helped just like reshape just like how we think about each other and stuff like that. So I think in some ways I feel like that kind of helped spiral a lot of this stuff. I mean, there was also, if we're just talking about Asian representation and stuff, I feel like that was something that was kind of like slowly building, obviously with stuff like Crazy Rich Asians and stuff. And now I feel like we are seeing way more opportunities for us, and that's just, I feel like it's a really great time. And I do feel like, yeah, I think the pandemic did kind of help us maybe realize, I don't know, maybe we need to depend on each other more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about like, oh, we are the better culture or whatever. It's like we're all just humans facing this all together. I think maybe with that, I mean, this is just like big dream talk, but like I think that might have helped just spiral everything into a place where I feel like, I mean, we still have a long way to go, but yeah, definitely helped kind of break some barriers and stuff like that.
Also, to that point of interdependence on each other, right? Collaboration over competition. How important is it to you that you get the support of other filmmakers, Filipinos, non-Filipinos, and all that?
It means the world. Like Charles is so giving. When someone says, hey, I'll help you, and then you take them up on it. Charles, I just got goosebumps. Like, Charles came through in so many ways, and it was just saying, hey, I know this person. I'm very new to the producer hat. I'm usually in front of the camera and acting. So this whole new thing, go to who knows, and I'll ask questions. So like, and he offered it, and I think it's just so amazing, because then he introduced me to all of his network, and it is so wonderful. I think it's just, I keep on talking about like our generation is so open to help now, and it's just it means the world, because now you're not doing it alone, and you can actually ask for help.
Right.
And when you're not okay or you ask any questions, there are people to help you, and it's amazing. It really is.
That's so inspiring. Want to give a shout out to Character Media as well for letting us use
Yes,
their space for this actual segment. Charles, how important is it to you? Why are you giving, whereas others would be like, oh, that's competition. We're going after the same people that can give us support.
I think it just, I mean, I don't know where it comes from, but I just feel like over the years, it's like, we could think of it like that, like, oh, I want to get to the top of the mountain alone. But I feel like if one person does it or they reach the top, it's kind of a win for all of us in a way. Mm-hmm. So it's like, why not help each other? Like, if we're going to be selfish and try to do it all ourselves, it's impossible. It's like we're never going to like maybe break through. And I feel like other cultures, they support each other in ways that I might not have seen as much in the past. So I kind of just want to break that up, and just I think the only way to make it is to kind of band together. So
I love that.
Yeah, right.
I love that. And that's why I put you guys together in this segment, because you're both creating something right now, asking for help, asking for support.
We have a Seed and Spark, and it'll be ending fairly soon, in a couple of days, but anything, like, you can reach through any of our social media, anything like that with just sponsorships or clothes, food, locations, and funding would be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, we are also in a campaign right now, a few days left, just like Anthea, and we're trying to raise money to help pay for the people who did help us shoot the project, and as well as post-production. But like Anthea said, it kind of does go beyond that. Even if the campaign ends and we don't reach our goal, or even if we do reach our goal, we're still open to any donations, or even just helping spread the word out. Because once the film is made, it's like, yes, we turn it into festivals and stuff, but then it's like, any spread of the word, whether it's on your Insta story or posts, helps just in the long run with the whole thing. So.
Right. So what do you hope to achieve with Face On?
Changing the narrative, doing something daring. Before we came here today, I auditioned for being a nurse. So for this opportunity that I could be a female lead slasher and change that narrative, it's bold. So why not us?
And also with the mentor-mentee relationship, what you're trying to focus on with Velvet Sky, it's true. Mentors can also take advantage of mentees, right?
Yeah. Beyond that, beyond this story in itself, I just feel like Filipino culture is so rich and so like unique that we like to tell our stories would be so amazing. And so for me, it's like, yes, I'm telling this one story, but if we can open it up and just have an opportunity to tell more stories, I think that's really the big dream. So.